And we're back with the second game in this series between Vasall and Lili Vanili in the Farmers League group stage. And the second map is Land Nomad, where Lili Vanili, in the pink as usual, has picked the Vietnamese of all civilizations, and Vasall going for the Malay. Now, if you have watched the first game, that was an exciting one, and Lili Vanili actually came out on top, so she is ahead. And Vasall really needs to turn this around, I would think. Because if Vasall loses this game as well, then this really does not look good for him in this series. Now, in this early stages of the game, it's a little bit of villager walking and villagers fighting for sheep. Now, Vasall trying to claim the sheep of Lili Vanili, but I think each one of them gets away with 2 sheep each. Lili Vanili now already having dropped her town center. She just knows how to play nomad maps. You need to drop the town center ASAP. Even though the wood line is probably not the best, like she should be a little bit closer to the wood, but it's completely fine. She got some boars close to her and also some gold and stone. So in terms of resources, it's pretty good. Vasall also dropping down the town center. So the difference isn't too big, but I think Lili Vanili just got a little bit of a leg up. Also, she got this female shepherd here, probably looking for even more sheep, and she has done that in a game before in the Farmers Cup, where she was like, okay, I want to get as many sheep as possible, so I just run around the map in a circle, because on Land Nomad, a lot of the resources are located on the edge of the map, as you can see. Now, Lili Vanili also wise enough to think that she needs a house in the beginning, so very nicely done for her, whereas Vasall just does not quite have a town center yet, and already thinking about the wall off, and I think that is a mistake. You want to drop your house directly here next to your town center, because then you don't have as much walking time, because look at this villager now has to walk, and walk, and walk, and only now that villager can start building, and then also the villager has to start back. I think it will just about be in time for Vasall not to get housed, so it is completely fine. It's also very efficient. You can start the wall off early and don't waste so much wood, but still, I think the pro players, they just drop the houses next to the town center. Now Vasall already exploring also in the right direction, in the direction of Lili Vanili, who has a whole sheep herd underneath the town center, not even going for wood, just going for food, as you should do on Land Nomad, because on normal Nomad you want to go heavily on wood for the fishing ships, but here there's no water, so you just want to really prioritize food, and in this case you want to have then in the end 6 on sheep as per usual. And now Lili Vanili having to build a second house here, and she is 1 villager ahead, and I think it's just because she was had town center up earlier. Now this villager, she actually sends around scouting the whole map. Also Lili Vanili has a loom already, and Vasall also has loom, now getting a first boar. Vasall now also going here around the map, placing down houses, and I think that's something that where you can see that Vasall is more experienced, because you know that this scouting villager should be used to place houses, which gives you just islands of visibility in the later stages of the game. So right now the houses only see 1 tile wide, so not very useful, but once you get town watch and town patrol, the houses really do see a lot more. Now this village advantage that Lili Vanili had is being made up by Vasall, although I think it's still half a villager advantage for her. Yes, so let's talk about the civilizations and the bonuses. So Lili Vanili, as the Vietnamese, she knows where Vasall's town center is. So you see that once the town centers are up, you will see where your opponent is. Also, the civilization bonus of the Vietnamese is that the archers have more hit points, so she will be incentivized to go for archers. And then there's a few smaller bonuses, like that you get conscription for free, so military is produced faster in the Imperial Age instantly, among other things. Whereas Vasall, as the Malay, his main bonus is that he can age up quicker, so you can really afford to produce more villagers before going up to the next age, because you could just reach the next age so much quicker. And then they have a unique technology that will let you produce, ooh, that was very close, let you produce swordsmen without any gold cost. And so that's, I would say, I don't know if you would go for that, but that would be something that I would their Vasall expect to go for. That's kind of like a Vasall technology. There are some certain technologies that just appeal to a certain group of players, and I know their Vasall loves to go for the swordsman line, and I don't blame him, because I love the swordsman line myself. My favorite unit, or one of my favorite units, is the man-at-arms in this game. The only problem is that it just isn't very good unit. But without the gold cost, it actually becomes quite fearsome. So let's see if the Vasall actually brings it out, or what the Vasall is going for, and also that all depends on whether we will actually reach that late stage of the game. Now both players scouting a lot. Lili Vanili still a little bit ahead. Lili Vanili really going with the villager all around. You can see it, how many sheep she's picking up. A lot of sheep still on the way to her. Still some sheep here. We have a boar coming in. So many sheep slaughtered here, but that's just a lot of free food. On Land Nomad, yeah, you really can go up to the Castle Age without needing any kind of farm at all, because there's just so much herdables available, hunt available, and everything. Even pushing, I mean, that was unintended, but even kind of pushing deer here to the mill. So that's actually, oh, what are those villagers doing? Ah, they're fighting. This is a Vasall villager. I didn't even realize. I was like, it's Vasall's villager pushing the deer. But Lili Vanili didn't garrison. Ah, okay. She didn't really realize. It just was a panic reaction from her, just getting all the villages here, just dragging a box and clicking here on Vasall's villager. But now Vasall knows where Lili Vanili is, found her pretty quickly, and I guess in typical Vasall fashion, he will go for some kind of lame or some kind of forward, because he always does that. But maybe he is scared from the first game and does not dare to do that. And oh, look at this, Vasall actually going for farms, and going for farms around the mill. I hate to say it, but it's a noob play. Always place it around the town center. Yes, the farm is where you drop off the food, but you can also drop off at the town center. So just place it around the town center. It's just much safer. Even though those farms are close enough, I would say, to the town center, that it's fine, but still it's not optimal. But yeah, overall it's just better to not rely on farms on Land Nomad, but instead just use the free food as it is available. Now Lili Vanili has fallen behind in terms of villages a little bit, because she just idles from time to time her town center a little bit, but it has gotten a lot better, I think. So it's just one villager, so not a big difference, and I think her big advantage is that she has more free food still available. Although I have to say, she also places the farm, and she also places it next to the mill. Place it next to the town center. That's just much, much better. But yeah, we see more sheep coming in here for Lili Vanili. So a lot of free food. She has more score, but I think that's mostly due to the extra scouting that she's done. The boar lure could be better. I hope she doesn't lose a villager. Oh, that was very, very close. One more hit and this villager would have died. But no, it did not. And now we have more sheep being gathered. But now she needs to be careful that she doesn't send those straight to their Vasall. But no, she does not. She actually sends them back first. So very sneaky here by Lili Vanili. And it's just a lot of food. I mean, it's 100, 200, 300, 400. It's probably 1,000 food that she got from this scouting villager. And that's absolutely worth it. Now she also goes for barracks. She's on the way to the next age. And look at the food count. That's a massive amount of food. But she needs to think about transitioning to gold if you want to hit this castle age timing. I think which would be best in this circumstance. Now Lili Vanili actually first up to the next age. De Vasall already having a heavy farming economy. 10 farms in Dark Age. Not very efficient. You don't have the upgrades. But yeah, he can afford to have a few more villages, as you can see. So 28 villages to 24 because he ages up just so quickly. Now again, we have kind of a Vasall scare move here with like walling up very closely, but at the same time having some very exposed villagers out here on the gold, and even having the weak villager from the boar mining gold instead of having a safe farm around here. Still having a deer here, so the Vasall should really take the deer. The free food is just so much better. Oh, and look at this, all the economy upgrades coming in, flying in for the Vasall. Very nicely done, which will give him a solid boost in this game. Lili Vanili still solidly in the score lead, but I think it's just the added score due to the scouting, also the sheep scouting. If you look at her Fog of War, you can see that she has explored so much here around the map, except right in front of her base. So I think she should really scout there, especially because the Vasall has dropped a barracks and a stable here, and so it looks like the Vasall wants to go for some kind of scout play. And yes, scouts are in the queue, and Lili Vanili, she has made archers, I believe. Yes, she is making archers because, as I said, the Vietnamese get a nice bonus for the archers, so it kind of makes sense, but she's kind of in the dark as to what the Vasall is doing. And now as the archer spawns, she sees there's a stable, and she's like, oh shit, and there's already a flag here. So I hope she realizes the counter guide, where it's like, okay, scouts is countered by Stäble, exactly, by the famous Stäbleman. But now we have the first scout out, and let's see the micro by Lili Vanili. Well, there is no micro here, just walking and fumbling, and the archers will just get picked off by the scouts. Oof. But at least there is a Stäbleman here. And let's look at the micro of der Vasall. No micro by der Vasall. So one scout dies and two scouts die. And okay, I think that's a very good trade for Lili Vanili. Losing two archers for two scouts, absolutely worth it. But now this scout is here, but there's more archers. But yeah, Lili Vanili seems to be fumbling a little bit, sending the spearmen here, but she needs to attack the scout and maybe spread them out a little bit. But it seems like another trade, another one-for-one trade, trading one archer for one scout, and that's absolutely worth it because the food is just more important at this stage of the game. And look at this, Lili Vanili on the way to the castle age, whereas the Vasall stuck in feudal age because he invested too heavily into scouts. And I famously once said that scouts on Nomad are a trap, and once again, the scouts not really great option. And look at this, as I knew it, der Vasall, he just likes the swordsman line, already going for the man-at-arms upgrade, even though he has 0 man-at-arms, nothing in the bank. Lili Vanili now also attacking the stable here with the spearman, which is wise. You want to get rid of it, and also if there's more scouts popping out, you want to be able to kill the scout right away. We have 5 spearmen, nice reaction, not really overreacting. It would probably be better, yes, since the stable's forward, it's fine to have the spearman here, but if the stable is at home, it would be better to have the spearman really next to your resources. But look at this, Lili Vanili still taking sheep. That's just such a huge advantage here on Land Nomad to have all the sheep. And now we have one more scout coming out, and the spearmen are running behind it and just turning around because they're on defensive stance. So this scout could actually cause a lot of trouble here for Lili Vanili. Although it does not have any upgrades, so overall it should be fine. Although this villager is just ready for the picking here, ripe for the taking. Now we're in the next age, we get a stable, we get a second archery range. Interesting. So I'm not sure what Lili Vanili is really going for, but we're just about to see that. We have a little bit of idle time here due to being housed by Lili Vanili, but overall not too much. Now this scout gets kind of trapped, lose a lot of HP, so I don't think it will accomplish too much. And now that the stable is out and Lili Vanili is in the castle, she can just go for knights for herself. Now this scout is coming back, but I think it might get picked off by the villagers without achieving anything, and that's just a lot of food down the drain for der Vasall, who is doing big wall-ups. So I think for der Vasall now it's about going to the late game and then from the just steamrolling Lili Vanili from there. And if we look at the economy, we can see der Vasall has 38 villagers to 32, so he definitely is ahead. Not only because he's the Malay, but also because he he was producing villages more consistently, whereas Lili Vanili is kind of idling her town center a lot of the times and then producing a lot more. Also she's producing a second town center, which is very good, but only with a single villager, so this will just take forever. It's just better to put everyone on building duty here, because that just speeds up the process quite a bit. But now Lili Vanili has some knights out, and with this she might be able to find some damage, but first of all she needs to go find a way into the economy of De Vasall. Although this is very nice, she has some archers here, and those archers are able to deny the wood line. I'm not sure yet. They do have fletching. They could be hugging this tree a little bit closer, but this is annoying for De Vasall, because as soon as the villager goes here, I think then those archers can attack him again. But right now, not that much pressure coming in. Second town center here from De Vasall. He just wants to boom it out, but Lili Vanili, due to the second town center, and some idle time by De Vasall, actually catching up in terms of villager number. And now we have a tower here by De Vasall. So De Vasall really being under pressure here. Lili Vanili withdrawing the archers just in time. Very nice reaction time. She seems just much more focused and much sharper here. Now the knights finally found a way inside of the base of De Vasall and pushing De Vasall off of stone. But the knights are... the micromanagement is not the best. Could have killed a villager there easily. Now taking extra hits by the spearman, but still killing the spearman. Probably the right choice. Coming in here, maybe killing a villager. No. Again, I don't know. Weird behavior by the units or bad micromanagement. I'll let the viewers decide here. Another spearman coming out, being killed by the knights. Another spearman here will be killed, but still... only one knight remaining. Not too much damage found here by Lili Vanili. I thought she would find a little bit more damage, but in the end it wasn't so. But at the same time, it puts De Vasall on the back foot. He is contained in his base. He's not really pushing out. Lili Vanili is free to expand her economy, also having two town centers. And Lili Vanili now in the slight village lead. Can you believe it? And also she has just more military. She's able to kill the barracks, then probably break in here. And maybe she can even muster a nice castle age push with some siege. And speaking of which, the siege workshop is coming up over here. And De Vasall, yeah, he is the one creating the Stäble. Who is creating the Stäble now, De Vasall? Says Lili Vanili. Of course, she has the spearmen, but she would never upgrade him to pikemen, because that would just ruin the aesthetics of the spearmen. Whereas De Vasall, of course, upgrading to pikemen, also having +2 defense, +1 attack, all the upgrades, 18 pikemen in the queue. Holy shit, that's a lot of resources put into those. I think those could be spent in a better way, I believe, but probably he's pretty scared because he saw some knights and he was like, okay, I gotta defend from the knights. Well, you have to realize that Lili Vanili only has made like 3 knights, 2 archers, and a few spearmen. So her army really isn't that strong, but she is also in the score lead, very close in terms of villages, and now she has some siege as well, having a scorpion again. She likes scorpions nowadays. Now losing a knight over here, the final knight is being killed, and De Vasall just producing a lot of spearmen. This barracks will get taken out eventually, and it seems like Lili Vanili is preparing for some kind of push, maybe down here or maybe down through the center. There's this really big, very convenient wood line here for De Vasall, so that's actually very nice for him that he has this big wood line that's protecting him from this side. But yeah, we see villages walking forward, and that's usually a sign for a forward castle. So Lili Vanili wants to put a castle here. I mean, there's already a tower here, but she could confidently put a castle here that shoots down both the tower and the town center. Let's see if she has enough stone. Yes, she does have enough stone here. And the castle is being built, and there's nothing that De Vasall can do. Both pretty much tied in terms of village numbers. Now the Scorpion Knight Archer combination, probably enough to deal with the pikemen. Although, yeah, I mean, if De Vasall would rush this now with the pikemen, I think he could kill it. But of course, he doesn't know what Lili Vanili has. She's in the score lead. ever so slightly at least. Yes, and then at the same time we have this little group of fine gentlemen here, fine spearmen, trying to break in the front of Lili Vanilli's of their Vasall space. At the same time, we still have a villager back here that I haven't mentioned that is building some houses apparently. So that is interesting. But now that the castle is up, this wood line has to be vacated. This tower will just get shot down in a few volleys. And then from there, Lili Vanilli can try to push further, but there's already stone walls in the back here. Der Vasall really playing defensively, really trying to go for the long game with with the pikeman here and some extra town centers now going for the monastery because he realized he already has the university. And look at the resources. Der Vasall, he clearly wants to go for Imperial Age here. And he will go up there very, very quickly. And Lili Vanilli could actually go up soon as well if she balances her resources with the market. And look at this, rattan archers from Lili Vanilli. Now those are actually pretty good against what Der Vasall is making, because they're archers after all. They have a nice attack, and the strong part about the rattan archers is that they have 4 pierce armor, so they're pretty decent against all kinds of ranged units as well. Also, they're super fast. So rattan archers, very good, unique unit. And now Lili Vanilli is shooting down the town center, shooting down the houses here, and is just putting on the pressure. But Der Vasall should be on the way to the Imperial Age. And yes, he is on the way to the next age, and he's just flying up there. The Malay bonus just coming in clutch here for him. But Lili Vanilli having the stronger economy, pushing here in the front. Killing the houses, which doesn't matter right now, but will maybe matter at some point. But Lili Vanilli needs to fix her idols and also fix her economy a little bit. But I think her push is good. I mean, killing a town center, always worth it, even though your opponent is going up. And Der Vasall has 2 more town centers, so he has some to spare, but still very nicely done here. But Der Vasall reaching the Imperial Age. Lili Vanilli not even close yet. She has a lot of gold in the bank, a lot of wood in the bank, and some food, so she could balance her economy. But yeah, not on the way up. But oh, what is this? Market abuse by Lili Vanilli. That's another thing she has learned in recent practice games. Just abuse the market and foop, on the way to the Imperial Age she is. And so this is going to be interesting, because Lili Vanilli is a little bit later with the tech. But I think she has overall the stronger units with the rattan archers and scorpions. I think the pikemen, they're just not a threat. They're just not very strong. But I think Der Vasall is also very, very passive. He could just maybe dislodge this force, which cannot do much against the pikemen. But I think Der Vasall just wants to use his Imperial Age timing, get a castle down, and then just trap down this castle by Lili Vanilli, who is now also shooting down the walls here from Der Vasall. So one thing you need to know is that castles are actually pretty strong against stone walls. You can see it here. The castle is just destroying the stone wall. There's just no resistance whatsoever, paper thin walls, and there is the hole. And now Lili Vanilli can try to break in. She doesn't know that there's a castle here. Now she knows there's a castle there, and she probably needs to turn around, although she may be able to pick off a few villagers here or there. Der Vasall has to pull more villagers, but I think this castle just goes up just like this, and this mangonel might retreat. Now the rattan archers also have to retreat. Oof, losing a lot of them, losing another one, but overall it's all fair game. Lili Vanilli also nearing in to the castle age, but now Der Vasall can start to produce trebuchets, and he's also going for murder holes. Very, very interesting. Also, Der Vasall knows that there is a sneaky town center apparently here by Lili Vanilli. So doing the Vasall strategy against Der Vasall. Very interesting. But now Der Vasall is slightly in the score lead, although now that the Lili is in the Imperial Age, that score lead switches right back around. Now it's all about this castle fight. And I don't know, Vasall doesn't have his units where they need to be, because there's the trebuchet here is unprotected. So I think Lili Vanilli might just come in and just kill the trebuchet with her knights even, although the knights really lack upgrades, but still this just might be a big problem. But now let's see her reaction, because this castle of Lili Vanili almost at half health already. And yeah, she just needs to dislodge Trebuchet and keep this castle up. But she actually has learned a lot of new strategies, like repairing castles, which is so crucial in these castle battles, because you need more Trebuchets. And now look at this, the knights are coming in. But I think the castle doing just so much damage against this, because also there's some extra arrows being fired because of the villagers, and the knights just melt. But they put a little bit of damage on the Trebuchet, and I think if the traps of Lili Vanili fire onto the traps of their Vasall, that actually might be pretty good. So let's see what happens here. But their Vasall just being completely idle with his army. Where is your army? What are you doing? And now this is getting close for both players. Their Vasall still having a healthy amount of stone left, but Lili Vanili almost out of stone. She needs more stone, and she needs some lucky hits here on the trebuchets. Both trebuchets almost down. Vasall could repair this, but oh no, the first trebuchet is down, and the second trebuchet is down, and the castle of Lili Vanili is saved, and now she's just free to attack the castle of Vasall, who now needs to produce another trebuchet. So very nicely done here. But oh no, Vasall isn't even preparing trebuchet, but he is preparing what I anticipated in the beginning, and that is the unique tech of the melee, which replaces the gold cost of swordsman with additional food cost. So the swordsman line only costs food. Vasall has 39 farms and soon to have a lot of barracks, 7 barracks, and he is preparing the swordsmen, who are almost fully upgraded, I think. Probably he does get blast furnace, indeed he does. But otherwise, fully upgraded swordsman. And I think Lili Vanili just needs a lot more units, because Vasall will be able to just spam out these two-handed swordsmen like crazy. Even though Lili Vanili has a slightly better economy, the economy of Vasall isn't so bad. But right now, she has a very nice push going on in the center, and at the same time she has actually put up a defensive castle, so strategic thinking here, making sure that Vasall cannot just run into her base unattended. Now these rattan archers actually having 6+4 attack, full upgrades here, still needs the armor upgrades and also needs the elite upgrade. But yeah, the rattan archers are there, and they're starting to kill villagers. Ballistics I think is also in. And it's just a slow push in here by Lili Vanili, but now the swordsman and the pikemen are coming, and I think Lili Vanili needs to retreat. It's just too many units. The rattan archers are very good against this, but it's just way too many units. Oh my god, the rattan archers will just melt, but we have some very nice scorpions in the back, and I'm not sure if Vasall can fight this with the scorpions and the castle fire. And yeah, so those units here don't cost any food, but still, they cost a lot of resources. And right now, they're just being gunned down by the castle, the scorpions, and also the rattan archers. But at the same time, if we look at the total population, Vasall now having a firm lead in terms of military, whereas Lili Vanili has an economy lead, and she also has the map control lead. Vasall really backed into this corner. I think he's preparing for one big push, and look at that, very nicely done here by Lili Vanili, just forcing the issue, forcing the attention of Vasall by killing units with the trebuchet. Now also killing more houses. I think most of the time this does not lead to an opponent getting house, but sometimes it does, and then it's actually very, very nicely done. But now look at this, Lili Vanili. Does she realize that she's being raided on her extra town center here? No, she is not. She's just losing the villagers left and right. This is really, really painful. Nicely done here by Vasall. Seeing the weakness in this position. That's why you don't want to go for such weird and wacky town centers. I mean, yes, she did mine out the stone here almost completely, so in the end that's maybe worth it, but now the swordsmen just do so much damage to those buildings here. That's crazy, and at the same time, big attack here by Vasall, but look at this, another very crazy castle placement, almost completely at the edge of the map, so I don't really like that. I think it should have been maybe in here, but this is also super safe, and that just gives her another avenue to push. and more buildings fall, more and more. Now elite Rattan Archers with 7+4 attack coming out, also now 5 range. So elite Rattan Archers, 6 pierce armor, very, very strong, 45 HP, a little bit of the weakness of the Rattan Archers here. Against the 5 defense of the two-handed swordsman, the 7+4 attack is really, really strong. And let's see what she can do with those Rattan Archers here, really pushing in. Now there's a big fight coming here. The spearmen just falling, spearmen not doing anything, but now the two-handed swordsmen are in melee range and they just cut through the Rattan Archers, but I think there's just enough Rattan Archers, and also the castle is helping a lot. And yeah, this force by the Vasall is being repelled. The trebuchets are being put into position to kill all of these positions, but now at the same time there's a big attack here. But look at this, look at the two-handed swordsman just being gunned down, one after the other is just being killed. They're just running through, they're just getting shot and pummeled by the castle fire and Rattan Archer line. And now Lili Vanili needs to react, but she does react. Because their units were on defensive stance, that's why they're a little bit lacking behind, but so many two-handed swordsmen were already killed. Now the town center is being garrisoned, and now the two-handed swordsmen are just being shot down, and no damage being done here basically by their Vasall. Big run by with the two-handed swordsman, achieving nothing, and at the same time Lili Vanili is pushing here, although her numbers in terms of Rattan Archers is getting a little bit low. She really needs to replenish those numbers. She needs to work on creating more units. Trebuchets getting kind of low. Now some light cav being mixed in here by their Vasall, but more and more buildings just crumble, and their Vasall just being backed into a corner. Now adding more town centers, adding more farms. He is losing farmland left and right. Below 100 pop, whereas Lili Vanili is at 136 pop, and she could just end this right here if she just clumps her units, just brings in those Rattan Archers here and just kills those lumberjacks and then attacks from the front. She will just win this game, but I think she's just a little bit overwhelmed at this point. She hasn't been in many late game situations so far, so she's just very slow. Look at those archers being in the back, they need to be in the front here with the trebuchets, and also those archers need to be here. Also those pikemen need to come down, they're just a meat shield, and that's fine. Now we have the Rattan Archers here gunning down more and more two-handed swordsmen. The castle's really helping out here as well. Now she's retreating with the Rattan Archers, which is wise, but at the same time she is sacrificing the trebuchets. Maybe one trebuchet arrives or survives, and the push is being stalled out, and their Vasall still producing two-handed swordsmen from 4 barracks non-stop here. Just really crazy production by their Vasall. So clearly he has experience with this. Lili Vanili slightly in a village elite, but pretty even, and she's just overwhelmed, I think, with what she has to do. Just come around here with the Rattan Archers, just kill the wood line, and that's all she wrote for by their Vasall. But right now she's really stuck in this pushing mindset. Also this trebuchet really far forward, so I hope she can defend it. The Rattan Archers maybe a little bit too far in the back for my taste, but let's see what she can do with this. Now, was this a little bit of micromanagement here by their Vasall? And I think, yeah, that's the problem. The trebuchet is too far forward, so the two-handed swordsman can kill it. But at the same time, their Vasall losing so many more resources, I think, overall. Yes, Lili Vanili is losing a lot of gold as well. And their Vasall is only losing food, but at the same time, the overall numbers, I think it works out better for Lili Vanili, and she is also taking the score lead decisively. Now this town center is still being attacked, there's still the trebuchet coming in here, and yeah, it's just this slow war of attrition. Lili Vanili just has to hope that she's just pulling through. I mean, that she's not getting tired, because that's what their Vasall likes to do, just tire out his opponent, make sure that his opponent just lapses in concentration and then just makes some mistakes here. But Lili Vanili, so far it looks pretty good for her, destroying another barracks, destroying more and more houses. And now look at the kill death ratio here, 178 kills versus 62 deaths, so very much in favor for Lili Vanili. And another town center is being destroyed, but so far their Vasall not giving up yet. He is preparing for another push, and look at this, even expanding his economy, and that's why you need to split off a few archers, just go around, and then you don't have any of these problems. Imagine 5 Rattan archers here. That's 50 villagers killed from their Vasall. But yeah, their Vasall has nothing. Now he's going for skirmishes, Stäblewerfmänner, and that is pretty good against the Rattan archers, who actually also lack the armor upgrades. I'm not sure if Lili Vanili ever got those, but we also have some bombard cannons here, and Lili Vanili could easily tech switch into something else, as she has 4,000 food in the bank, so just some light calf would be enough, but probably she has tunnel vision. She's like, okay, Rattan archer works, so let's just stay with Rattan archers. Rattan archers and trebuchets scattered all over the place. Look at this. Rattan archers here, not even a gather point set for the castle. And this is how you see that Lili Vanili is playing, because look at this. Just some Rattan archers here, Rattan archers here. That's almost like AI playing. Random units scattered all over the map. Some Stäble here in the back. And those Stäble could kill 25 villagers easily. But they don't see anything. They're stuck in the forest, and now we have these skirmishes. But look at this. The skirmishes probably lack the armor upgrades. Indeed, they do, and that's why the Rattan archers are actually pretty decent against the skirms. Now, actually, their Vasall actually collected a relic, which is now also ejected, so less gold income for him. Now we got some bombard cannons here, nice shots on the villagers here, and it looks like the skirmishes are not the answer, but Lili Vanili kind of, I don't know, she's not doing anything anymore. She's just really stuck, not really pushing forward, not gathering her forces, and that just gives Vasall a lot of time. Look at this, a new base already up here from their Vasall. Also now having the siege workshop, having the skirmish, and the skirmishes finally also diminish the number of Rattan archers a little bit. Although you have to say the kill-death ratio is still extraordinarily in favor of Lili Vanili. 237 kills versus 67 deaths at this moment. Bombard cannons here, and this farmer just got hit in the head by a cannonball. What a gruesome death to die by. And yeah, the stables are being taken out, and I don't see a comeback here from the Vasall. Although look at this, Vasall has onagers. I don't think Lili Vanili has ever played against onagers in her entire life, and this one onager could ruin her life. But she has bomber cannons, and the onager is being taken out without killing anything. But I think in the long run, she either needs to just push fast or have something else. But right now she's just stuck. I think she's just stuck. Maybe she's focused on the economy. Probably she's clicking some farmers somewhere. Some gold mines here. Now we have the Stäblemen. They were stuck in the forest right here, and now they're up here. I think they're just on a sightseeing tour, to be honest. And of course, Lili Vanili loves her Stäble, so she would not want them to put them into peril, and so that's why they can go for a nice sightseeing tour here. In this map. Now the cannons roll forward. They try to get the onager, but the Vasall notices. What is this reaction by the Vasall? I have never seen him micro that good before. And the Stäblewerfmänner kill the bombard cannon. And so now there's no real counter against the onager anymore. Also, we have so many skirmishes that they can just eventually kill the Rattan archers. And oof, onager shots, big onager shots coming in. Oh god! Oh, it doesn't look great for Lili Vanili. Where is all her army? Suddenly, the Vasall coming back from the dead with the two-handed swordsman, with the onager, with the skirmishers. Still, Lili Vanili holding on, killing so many of the swordsmen. But at the same time, the onager does the trick. And the onager, finally gets taken out, but so much damage has already been done by it. And the kill-death ratio is still very much in favor of Lili Vanili. So she also, look at the resources. She's still very much in driver's seat, but their Vasall with a very good army composition, very good transition into onagers, also cockroaching it out here. Very nicely done, but he doesn't even have a town center at this point. This is his first town center now, which might just get taken out. Let's see, the trebuchet is firing. Both, and the last one, killing the town center outright, and more Rattan archers coming in. So still Lili Vanili should have this game, but I think It would be easier if she would just transition to something else, but I think she's just stunned. She's like, what do I do? Idols, idols. The wood line is getting kind of inefficient. Stäblemen over here. But now she's going for Imperial Skirmishes. She, of course, also loves the Skirmishes, which is the Stäble Werfmen. And if you run into skirmishes, you can just make better skirmishes with the Vietnamese, with the Imperial Skirmishes having extra stats and the extra HP, 42 HP against the lousy, whatever, 35 it is, from the normal Elite Skirmishes. And so I think that would be good against the skirmishes, but I don't know if Vasall can bring out any more onagers. Then I think the Stäble Werfmänner are not so good after all, but yeah, you can see the Stäble Werfmänner do their job against the opposing skirmishes, but now we have an onager again, and the onager can just kill all the ranged army here by Lili Vanili, and she has nothing left. This is nothing, and we have another round of 200 swordsmen coming in. They're being pummeled by scorpion fire and archer fire, and I think they will die, but they are disposable. Oh, even being killed by their own onager. But now Lili Vanili has nothing. There's one onager, and I think this onager can just kill the entire army if microed properly. Although I think, oh no, the onager does live, and Lili Vanili, nothing. Some more archers enjoying the woods over here. They either need to be chopped out or they need to be garrisoned and then ejected on the other side to be freed. But yeah, and of all the timings now, Lili Vanili tries to drop a castle, but there's just onagers here and more units. But luckily, Lili Vanili still has some Imperial Skirmishes left, and yes, they only do 1 damage per pop to the onager, but it's probably enough. And also there is light cavalry here. The first light cavalry units still lacking a lot of upgrades, but they're just, look at this, they're barely taking any damage from the skirmishes, so they can just stay here, kill the onagers, kill the skirmishes. Of course, they're pretty weak at this point against the two-handed swordsman, but still, it's probably good enough for this castle to go up, and I think that's the get out of my game castle. Lili Vanili must be pretty annoyed. She's so much in the score lead, kill-death ratio heavily in her favor. She's doing everything she can. She just needs to make a final push here. She got the castle now. She's killing the barracks. Still losing another trebuchet here. Not what you want to see from her, but more two-handed swordsmen thrown into the meat grinder of this forward castle. Ugh, so much death and destruction here. But I think this game will come to an end soon. I think now Lili Vanili also has some stables, so finally a tech switch after a very long time. I mean, if you can really see the inexperience, she just was stuck here with her ranged units, really didn't know what to do, really didn't know how to finish off the game. But with enough hussars, I think this should be enough. But now another bad engagement here for Lili Vanili with the Rattan archers, who still lack the armor upgrades. No armor upgrades here done, so they would be even stronger with the armor upgrades actually. At least I believe so, although the math with the upgrades that Vasall has, the math is actually that it doesn't matter probably. But yeah, another castle here. This is maybe a little bit too ballsy here from Lili Vanili. Castle in the face of their Vasall, in the face of everything, but this castle might be denied by the skirmishes here from their Vasall. But this gives Lili Vanili time with her beautiful elite skirmishes that you don't see often enough. It's actually a team bonus, so all the allies in your team, if you have a Vietnamese in your team, can actually produce elite skirmishes or imperial skirmishes. But still, it's not enough. 200 swordsmen coming down, but so much death here for the units of their Vasall. I wouldn't want to be in their Vasall's army. It's just terrible. You're just getting sent into the meat grinder against units that are clearly stronger, better equipped, more upgrades, and their Vasall is just like, go in and die for me. And that is what those units do. They are unwavering in their loyalty and cutting down some more light cav who are getting more and more upgrades here, so getting stronger and stronger. Now we got some more Rattan archers in the back. And I think if Lili Vanili sends more villagers, as she does, this castle will go up, and then I think Vasall has to call it at some point. Still, he has 71 villagers, so still not that bad, because there's no raiding here by our lovely procession here in the north of the map. But now this castle probably will be completed. We have got Rattan Archers, we got Light Cav, we got the castle, we got the trebuchets, everything. Still, everything kind of in disorder. No gather points sent. Just set the gather points. Just put them forward here. But I think, what can Vasall do now? You can just park your army here and just trap everything down that their Vasall has. Now some Rattan Archers finally finding some villager kills here. Even more kills, and another one down. And yeah, now it looks really, really dire for their Vasall. And Vasall finally calls and says, okay, GG. And what a performance here by Lili Vanili, squeezing this one out in the end. Just, I don't know what it was, but I think it was just having better execution. I think their Vasall was too stubborn. He was like, okay, I'm melee, I'm just gonna go for the two-handed swordsman line. But you're up against the Vietnamese, who have the Rattan Archer, which is just the perfect counter to the two-handed swordsman, even without that much micromanagement. So just go for something else, Vasall. Just don't bang your head against the wall, but just go for something else. And Lili Vanili just playing this perfectly, having a very strong push down here, very clutch trebuchet war that she won, and then it was pretty much smooth sailing for her. You could just push in further and further and push their Vasall back further and further. And even though she was pushed back in the end, their Vasall was backed so much into this corner that I think from there on out she couldn't really lose anymore. And then with these castles in this newly formed push, she just had it in her bag. And we can quickly look at the timeline. So in the Imperial Age, it was pretty even still, and Vasall had a much bigger army, but he just didn't use it, and it was kind of a useless army in that it was only pikemen. And then here, this was the big and decisive moment here. The Vasall really collapsing in population, losing his army, and then never really getting it back up until maybe this point over here. But then Lili Vanili was just so far ahead in terms of everything, I would say. Even though the Vasall collected way more food and way more wood in the end, but Lili Vanili getting more gold and having the gold units, and gold units are better than non-gold units, and this is the lesson from this game. And I cannot believe it, but Lili Vanili is up 2-0 against their Vasall at this moment. Incredible. So let's see if she can keep the streak in the third game.